homebistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specializing in affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from homebistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with homebistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with homebistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information. Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who That Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that to the black and gold family, man. We in this thing. Another installment of TSC New Orleans Saints Mock Draft. Number 4, we in the building. Much love to the great Saint Think Tank. We in this thing. Much love to you and Yearns on this episode of the Coma. Hump Day edition of the Coma. We in the building. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for joining me for this live stream. I'm kind of laughing, man, because I just seen what old KT said. Big ups to the family members. And like I always start every show off by saying, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q. You guys are the great Saint Think Tank. The best of the black and gold nation is well represented. And I salute the great Saint Think Tank and the entire Who That Nation worldwide. Thank you for joining us today for this Hump Day edition. Please feel free to hit the like button. If you hadn't hit the like button, please feel free to subscribe and join the great Saint Think Tank. The best of the black and gold nation is well represented. So much love to you guys on this Hump Day edition. And the week only gets better from this point forward, right? Thursday, then, of course, the weekend. Big ups to the rest of the family. Brother Byron's in the building as well. Who that to you? Slade Smith, who that to you? Brother Dedrick, who that to you?
Let's see where brother Jerry Paul Jr., who that to you. Uncle Paulie's in the building. What's up, Uncle Paulie? Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Josh is in the building. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, fam. Who that to you as well. Jai Williams, who that to you. Brian Pearson, who that to you. KT. Who that to you, KT? Oh, man, KT, man. KT, something else, man. Big ups to y'all, man. Thank y'all for being here. What's up, KK 504 at 404? Lady, big ups to you. Thank you for chiming in on this edition. Who that to you? First 318. Who that to you? Gabriel Thomas. Who that to you? Who else we got? I don't want to forget nobody. Brother Torrey. What's up, Brother Torrey? Who that to you as well? Big ups to the rest of the family chiming in up in here as well. Collinator, what's up, Collinator? Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Trey Joseph, what's up, Trey? Big ups to you as well. What's up, Alex? Who that to you, fam? Thank you for being here. What's up, Ro? William Dickerson in the building. Who that to you, fam? Salute to you as well. All right. What's up, Kai? Kai, the great 84 is in the building as well. Good to see you as well. Much love to y'all. Swag fan is in the building. Who that to you? Pelicans Nola. Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Let's see who else we got chiming up in this thing. I don't want to forget nobody. Brother Tragic is in the building. Tragic 504 is in the building. Who that to you? Colorado Ferguson's in the building. Who that to you, Colorado? Good to see you in the chat. Who that to you? B Jizzle. What's up, B Jizzle? Is in the building. Good to see you, fam. What's up? Gundam is in the building. Big ups to Gundam as well. What's up, Dex? 504 Dexter is in the building. Who that to you, fam? Fly Trade Social Media is in the building. What's up, family? Who that to you as well? KT says QU. Fahoko. Yeah, I seen. Yeah, send me Fahoko. He the relative of isn't he related to the Fahoko that played for LSU? I want to say so on Fahoko. And the kid out of Stanford, that boy 6'4", 227 out of Stanford. I seen his name on the prospect list, but there's so many wide receivers, man. I was looking at film just about an hour and a half ago about to another wide receiver, Trevor Grimes out of Florida that I liked. 6'4", good size, was a former track star in high school. You know, fights. I mean, listen, there are a lot of terrific wide receivers in the high rounds, middle rounds, and you're gonna even find some talent late in the draft. So there's so many of them, man. So many really good wide receivers in this draft. Thank you, KT, for sharing that. Much love. All right, what's up, man? Big ups to the rest of the family members in the building as well. What's up, Ramsey? Who that to you, Ramsey? What KT talking about? KT don't like he calls him short bus Sam Ellinger. And KT doesn't like him. I asked KT to put the tape on and study him. KT got like a Willie Bibbins thing going on, but it's not aimed at the entire world. It's just aimed at Ellinger. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members as well. Gundam says, Big Q, you calling. Now everybody jumping on Elegant bandwagon. I've been calling Elegant. I've been saying it, fam. It's just if we can get KT aboard, we'll be all right, man. KT says, I hate the Gators being a Knowles fan, but Grimes is ridiculous. Thank you, KT, on that. It's so many of them, bro, that I was looking at, man. There's so many really talented wide receivers and really talented defensive backs. The Saints would do good. In this current mock, I'm going to show the family members, kind of switched it up a bit, you know, in this mock. And as you can see by the thumbnail, Etienne fell to me in the draft. You can see Etienne and Kamara. That would be utterly ridiculous. In the reality world, I don't think that happens. But in this mock draft, it did happen. But you never know in the real world. You know what I'm saying? We might have, you know, what happened to Larry Tunsil back in the day when he came out and they had him smoking a bong or something and he dropped way down. But at the end of the day, he still got his money, though. So, I mean, you know, just sticking in there, man. And that you never know in the draft, man, when injuries occur, things go on, somebody say something. And it's just such a sensitive world where we living in nowadays. You never know. All right. So with that being said, Uncle Paul also said, what's up, brother Dada? Dada's in the building. Big ups to Dada as well. Uncle Paul said, I think Trask is tough, has a big arm than Elegant. He has a bigger arm. He's overall a larger quarterback. He's 6'5". He's about 230, 240. He stands tall in the pocket. He can deliver every throw. He just don't wow you. You know, you look at him and see a productive big quarterback who was heading one of the top offenses in college last year in Trask. And Trask deserves that. He and Kellen Mond should be up there in the second tier of the group. Kellen Mond coming out of Texas A&M, don't understand why people are overlooking him as much as he is. And I just won't tell Kellen it's the dumbass shoulder pads you wearing. Take them stupid ass shoulder pads off. All right, Rose says, Q, don't bring up Willie. The hate is so strong. The hate is strong in this one. You know, Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine would love Willie. They would turn him into a Sith Lord. The hate is strong in you. You know, that's what they would tell him. He'd be a Sith, one of the baddest. He'd destroy Pal. You make him a Sith Lord, and right on the spot, Willie would destroy Palpatine just like that. KT said, nah, Q, look at the CC. KT can't come along. Not all of them. Come on, KT. The man won more games than he lost. Come on. His record, he's won more at Texas than he's lost. And yeah, I get you. There are some bad games and some bad film, but come on, there are a lot more positives than negatives with this kid. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I got you, though. Thank you for that. All right, Fly Trade Social Media says for our first round pick, we're picking Chomp. We're picking Chomp. I don't kind of explain that one for me, bro. Picking Chomp. All right, what's up, Daniel? Who that says special teams can change if Rondale Moore falls to us in the late third round. Allen reminds me of Chase at his stage of his career. Thank you as well. Appreciate that, Daniel. Much love to you and all of the family. Yeah, we was smoking a gas mask. Remember that? You remember that? They had video. Somebody really set that kid up, and he dropped mightily in the draft because of that. And man, but listen, he stayed in there, he persevered, and then at the back of that rookie contract, he got the money that he deserved in the position that he deserved. It wasn't when Miami traded him to the Texans, and he got the money eventually. So it just shows you sticking to your stuff would have happened. Pelican Nola says, Big Q, can the Saints use one of the third round picks on number 5 cornerback from LSU? I mean, you know, you got Kerry Vincent Jr. is another guy that's a very good cornerback. And we was talking about him last night on the TSC Q&A Live. Jim Kev popped in. We was having a good discussion on the draft. And Kerry Vincent's name popped up there. I think he's 5'10", 5'11", somewhere along in there. Really good cornerback. Nobody's really talking about Kerry Vincent. And I think whoever gets him will get a pretty talented cornerback. But I think the Saints should be focused on getting multiples defensive backs in this draft, because if you look at what's going on with the Saints, the uncertainty around Laddie Daddy with everything that's going on, you might miss a few games. You never know with Goodell. And then, of course, we don't have a starting level cornerback opposite of Lattimore with Jackrabbit going to Tennessee. So you have Patrick Robinson and P.J. Williams, which doesn't inspire confidence in most of the Saints family members. And then, of course, there is Pale Grant Haley and Keith Washington Jr., which are prospects. So outside of that, you're looking very dangerous in the cornerback position, and even a bit thin at the safety room as well, because the Saints are not looking at doing, they have 8 picks in the draft, and I think they're going to try to make every last one of them count. They could possibly, move around a little bit. We'll see. I don't think so. I think they'll probably stand put. Maybe they see somebody they like to move up to get them, but this draft is loaded with a lot of talent. Fly Trey says, Chomp, Goodell. Okay, I got you. You never know with Goodell, man, what he's going to do with Lattimore. That's a whole nother kettle of fish all together. So we'll see how it shakes. But I think multiple picks in the defensive, in the secondary, wouldn't hurt the Saints. It wouldn't. All right, so with that being said, family, I'm not going to hold you guys. Burnt Toast Williams. I know, Jerry calls him pathetic jackass. Jerry doesn't like him. Ro, what's up, Ro? He says, boy, I tell you, Clowney, yeah, he got a bag. He got $10 million a day from the Browns. And they can have him, man. They can have him. Jerry says, just imagine if Screwdell being suspended forever never come. Yeah, he making 20 plus. What that sucker making? I forgot what it was. He making over 20 million a year as a chick. He's just nobody really likes that guy except for the owners. Uncle Paula says, Q, do you think JT Greer will be better at either safety spots? I think, right now I seen JT Gray play a little safety. I think he still need a little bit work there, but I do like his mentality. He's an intelligent kid, and he's 6'1". He's a hitter, and I think he can develop. But I still want to see some other talent there. Now, of course, the Saints could reach back and say, okay, DJ Swearinger, come on back. They could do that. But if you're looking for a long range plan over the next couple of drafts, we might want to look at multiple picks in the secondary. You know what I mean? It's just my thought process on that. Swag fan says, "Hey Q, Netflix going to cast." I don't know. I seen what they were trying to do with Coach Payton, Kevin James. I think it is supposed to play. It's supposed to play Payton when he was off from the year he got suspended, and he coaches his son's team or something, playground team or something. Very unique storyline there. Byron says Q saw, Barmore, from Alabama. Yeah, he's talented. A lot of people have him listed as the top defensive lineman prospect coming out, the top interior lineman. I've seen a couple of prospect listings have him either at 1 or 2. So yeah, from Alabama, he's very talented, man. He ain't getting, but it's really a lot of really good interior linemen coming out the draft this year. So much love to you guys on that. All right, big ups to what's up, Tro? Big ups to Tro is in there as well. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? Who that to you? Says Tylen Wallace in the second round. Thoughts? Not a bad call there. Not a bad. I'm gonna show you my draft as well, Brandon, today to see and see you guys, because I was able to pick up some value. Like I said, this mock draft was a little bit of kind of throwed off, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what happens, and then some pieces fell to me, and I just had to make it work. You know what I'm saying? I just had to make it work. She said, what's going on with Aaron Donald? I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up there, KK. I don't know what's going on. You're saying Aaron Donald. What's up, Latasha, baby? How you doing? All right. Good to see you back. How everything going? I hope you're doing all right. She said, what's up, Q? Still in the hospital? Okay. All right. We're praying for you. And she said, what do you think about Quan? Can't stay healthy. Alexander's back. Yeah, I was covering that on TSC's Q&A live last night. I played actual video footage of Quan Alexander working out. Doing reps as you were and running, kicking his legs and all this kind of stuff. He looks pretty good. He's still rehabbing a bit. He's just a little further to go before camp. But from what I'm seeing with the workouts, he's flawless. He's moving around and he looks pretty good, to be honest with you. So hopefully 3 times the charm and he stays clear of these ridiculous injuries, man. But my goodness, man. He's so talented and a plug-in fit for the Saints defense. He's gonna come back at the right price, but my goodness, hopefully he can remain healthy, man. Hopefully get him there and keep him there. You know what I mean? And once again, good to see you, Latasha. Prayers to you that you get out of that everything comes right around for you, optimal wise. Everything will be fine. Much love to you, and we appreciate you doing that. You know what I'm saying? Chiming in and being here. So much love to you, Tasha. Appreciate you. Good to hear from you. All right, Anthony, who that to you? Saying a chance to not a chance, my brother, unless they move up to get him. I'm seeing drafts where he's going to the Cowboys. I'm seeing some where he's the second cornerback taken behind Patrick Surtain the second. So I mean, I don't think he makes it to the Saints unless the Saints move up to get him. So thank you for the question. KT says Paris Ford. I know I like Paris Ford. I like Cisco Bledsoe from Missouri. I got to check on Bledsoe. He says Dayblow from Virginia Tech are some good mid-round safety prospects. Thank you, KT dropping the knowledge. Uncle Paul is saying E10 looks like Walter Payton type to me. Kind of reminds me, he runs with power and force too. Kind of reminds me, his games mirror Elvin Kamara to me. Might be a little bit more power to his game, a ferocity in his game, just a little bit more than, when I put the film together, because he's such a dart, man. He can run, he'll lower his shoulder and run through you, or he can dart around you. Everything is one fluid motion with that kid, man. I would love to see him. What's up, Jarvis? Who that to your fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to you. What's up, Smoke Dog? My dog, Smoke Dog, in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Much love, brother. Long time no see, bro. Hope everything going all right for you, my fam. Uncle Paula says, Q, do you think will work out in Denver? I think so, man. Denver's an up-and-coming team. They got a lot of weapons, man. That they can use. I mean, they got, man, Noah Fant. They got what's his name? They got a bunch of. I really like their wide receivers. Uh, their wide receivers. What? It's a couple of them. I mean, it'll come to me with a few of these guys, man. Because I was looking at their offense. What was it last year? Sometimes like, man, I like their offense. I like how their offense looks there. So I mean, if they can get Teddy Bridgewater in there, man, and he comes in, and because it's that's where they're looking at him going. I think, yeah, people are saying that he's one of the choices. That Denver would be a good choice for Teddy Bridgewater, man. I think that'd be a good choice. Really good offense there. Drew Lock is they just don't. Drew Lock is just they lost confidence in him, man. He locked out, I guess. And he don't have the key, baby. All right. Tasha says, I'm feeling much better. Doctor says I should be. Oh, very good. Good, Tasha. Glad to hear that. Much love to you, and I hope you and the baby and everybody doing good. Much love. Let's send our prayers and love to Latasha, man. The entire Who That Nation, if y'all can hear me. Latasha is a very spirited member of the Great Saint Think Tank. It's one of our TSC Sport Coma Who That women. We love our women here. All of our women, KK, Latasha, Tasha, simply Tasha, all of our will go, Lori, Demi, the whole everybody, all our women here is absolutely terrific. Tara, Tara the queen, all of them they're excellent. So send our love to us and send love and prayers to Latasha, man. Much love to Latasha. And Brother Byron dropping some love as well. So thank you. Yeah, for Purdue is pretty nice. Thank you, that smoke. Ramsey says, hey, Q, don't be surprised. The Elton percentages don't have Quan pulling trucks and airplanes. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to do that, to get towed up like that, that soon, but hopefully they take, move with him with kid gloves. We don't want him to do too much too soon. You know what I'm saying? And you see Daniel saying, Sam Ellinger reminds me of Chase Daniels. All right. Thank you for that. All right. What's up, Rob? Big ups, Rob. Big ups to get to see Rob McCoy in there. Brother Rob is in the building as well. Fly Tracy, I think we can steal Matt Bushman from BYU. KT, thank you for the super chat. KT says, would Puka or Etienne, if both available as in draft? He says, would draft both of them. I wouldn't have a problem with that, Brother KT. I would not have a problem with that at all, because Puka can play the special teams. He can come in and play a little wide receiver. He's one of those, in college they would call him an athlete, but a guy that can do wide receiver and running back duties, has a seamless transition. He was very productive at Kansas, Puka Williams speaking of, and we already know about Etienne, what he can bring to the table. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You're talking about weapons. Coach Payton would be tickled pink to get both of those guys on the same team. So with that being said, as you see the family members giving a lot of love, Swag says, I'm still petitioning for Levi. But mine wouldn't be a bad pickup. Yeah, Kellen Mine, man. I've been seeing a lot of stuff, man, that was been going on with Kellen Mine, that he's kind of upset it, even though, people not pushing it, but you could tell the brother kind of upset it about him being overlooked by other players. And, it's just a part of that. And thank the entire Great Saint Think Tank for sending love to Latasha, man. Trust me, love and prayers, trust me, this is all beautiful, and it adds up. So I thank you guys for doing that. Very wonderful. Daniel says Rondale Moore would be a threat if he fought. Yeah, that would be a very good move if we can get that speedster and more, man. He would definitely activate a whole nother level. What's up, Brother Derry? Brother Derry is in the building. Big ups to Brother Derry. Good to see you in the chat, my brother. Now, with that being said, now, like I said, family, I'm not going to keep you guys. And I know I sound like a preacher when I say that. I know I sound like a preacher when I say that. But, I promise I won't keep you long on this episode of the Sports Coma. I'm going to go through the mock draft, and I'm going to try to kind of get through it and get it done, because I got a Pelican post-game report later on. The Pelicans are currently tied up. I'm watching it as I'm speaking to you guys on my second monitor. And 89 Pelicans right now with 31.7 seconds in the third. We're going to recap this game tonight on Pelican post-game report. Would be a big win. The Pelicans pulled this off. It'll be the fourth win in a row as we get closer and closer to 500. To be terrific to knock off the New York Knickerbockers in the thing. So big ups to the family members. Thank y'all. What's up? Lit Cookies is in the building. Lit Cookies is in the building. Good to see Lit Cookies. Big ups to you. What's up, Brother Wayne? Good to see you as well. Big ups to you as well. And Mocha Paulie says, hey, Q, you think Michael Thomas will stay healthy this new season? I think so. Hopefully, we pray for Mike. But, I kind of look at it as an aberration, because you look at the previous years. Of course, he had a few injuries, but they never stopped him from playing. And that's how I'm looking at it. It was his fourth year and he had the injury. And he didn't get well through the season because the injury required surgery, which he had as soon as the season was over with. So the diagnosis is that he's supposed to be 100% ready for training camp. And you can expect Mike Thomas to return to form and do whatever he got to do to make sure we take care of business. So thank you, Uncle Paulie. Pelicans Nova said, BQ, the Saints better pick the best player available. Yes, that's usually the mantra, but we'll see what Coach Payton is. But I'm telling y'all, sooner or later, what will happen is that stuff, people fall to you, and you got to make a tough decision on what you're going to do with that pick. Saints better pick. Yeah, and we'll see how it all plays. But without further ado, let's get into the mock draft. And of course, KT bet $5 and that I picked, he calls him Short Bus Sammy. I hear you, KT. All right, so we're going to get it going. And here's the mock number 4 for the great Saint Tate. All right, we're going to get it going. All right, so at the top of this is my mock. That's right. So as you see, as a thumbnail showing you that Travis Etienne fell to me in the draft. And I said, you know what? I can't pass him up. And of course, Byron says Q looking for Adam Troutman I think Troutman to be fine there, brother Byron. I think Troutman going to step up and do his thing. Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, Najee. Derry asking if Terrace Marshall Jr. run that 4.3. It was a 4.3. I want to see 4.38 or something. Was it a 4? I know it was a 4.3 something. I want to say 4.38. But Jamal Chase, Terrace Marshall Jr. and Racing McMath all ran in the 4.3s. So yeah, he dropped some weight. He was like 220 at LSU. He dropped like 10 plus pounds. Got really good shape, man. And he'll pick up some weight and get back to like 210 or 215. But he's 6'3", big wide receiver, can catch, run he's splendid. He was on my last mock draft. So all right, thank you, KT. Said 4.38. Yes, that's just awesome, man. And he'll be available. Hopefully. I think Baltimore probably ends up with him. And Etienne, in my bet, if I had to guess, I think Pittsburgh probably end up with him. But it's either between the running back from Alabama or Travis Etienne. We'll see, because somebody's good going to fall to the Saints. Watch. All right, but in my mock, this is how it played out. First round pick, Etienne out of Clemson. Why, Q? Why? Because obviously I think that you pair that guy. What's up, Damien? Who that to you? You draft Etienne and plug him with Elvin Kamara. Do I really need to explain that? Let's use our collective Saints brains and put that together. Etienne and Kamara on the same field at the same time, interchangeable. One at the running back position, one slided out, moving around. Coach Payton lines them up in the backfield at the same time. You don't know who's going to get the ball. They both catch like wide receivers. They both have blazing speed. They both can run around you. They both can cause headaches. Sean Payton would be in absolute heaven if he can have two Kamaras. And that's what Etienne reminds me of. His game's a little bit more physical than Elvin's, but nonetheless, it's like two Kamaras on your team. Could you imagine? One gives people nightmares, but having both those guys together would just make your offense all kind of ways special. And that's why I couldn't, just to give Coach Payton a brand new weapon on the offense to add to it, but just, it's nothing you can do with that. Could you not just for depth purposes in case something might happen to Elvin? Do you have an interchangeable back? You never lose Kamara's pack, the plays or packages that you run for Elvin Kamara. You got another guy that can come in, but they both can be playing on the field at the same time. You can line one up in the slot. There's so many different applications for that type of player. So that's why I picked him out. Like Sean Payton would love that. If you go to the second round, Kevin Joseph was the one that I got out of the University of Kentucky, 6'1", very physical corner. This guy is very good. He's not getting a lot of the press that you'd expect, because a lot of the other cornerbacks that are former NFL Sons are picking up a lot of the press. And there's several of them in this draft, from J.C. Einhorn to Patrick Surtain, and of course, even Alex Molden's son. That's right, former trash cornerback Alex Molden's son is in this draft, and he has a second round grade some are giving him. And then, of course, there are other, Ashantae Samuel's boy as well. So, it's just a lot of lineage right now. And as far as the cornerbacks, really weird how they shook out. But Kelvin Joseph is a very good pickup for the Saints in the second round because, like many of the mock drafts I participated in, usually after that first, it's a run on the cornerbacks in the second round and into the third round. There are a lot of really good cornerbacks valued in that second and third round that have starter uh, uh, capabilities or potential. They're seeing them as starters in the NFL. In the second and third rounds, they'll have a little run on them. I was lucky enough to get Kelvin Joseph, good size. You can pin him next to Laddie Daddy, and he'll do well for you. Very smart. And my third round pick, you see Milton Williams, the defensive lineman out of Louisiana Tech. Listen, we have a lot of terrific prospects coming out of Louisiana this year. I mean, absolutely terrific. Tulane has two really good defensive linemen that's coming out. A defensive end that we know about, Cam Sample, but Cam Sample's look at the interior line. They got another defensive lineman whose names escape me right now, but he's also a very good prospect coming out of Tulane. Milton Williams out of Louisiana Tech. On some boards, Milton is listed as the third or fourth best defensive lineman in the draft, depending on who you talk to. But I watched footage on Milton Williams, love him, nasty, big physical player that will definitely anchor your interior defensive line. Loves what he brings. Loved his film. You know, of course, like what they'll say, he has to get stronger. You got to work on his technique a bit, but he's a really good player. Milton Williams is very talented. And then we move on to my other third round selection. Pick 41 is Patrick Jones, the second edge rusher out of Pittsburgh. If you put the tape on Patrick Jones, he needs a little work. I like his size, got really good speed. A first step is nice. He has a few moves, a nice little swim move, and a way where he fights off defenders' hands. I mean, the offensive lineman's hands. And I like this kid. I like this kid a lot on film. And some aspects of his game remind me of Cam Jordan, you know, like when Cam was at Cal and coming out. And I was like, damn, for whatever reason, why does he remind me? But I don't know. It's just watching his tape and then watching Cam from Cal reminds me of Patrick Jones II. So if you're not familiar with him, feel free to look up his tape. I like his tape a lot. And of course, the fourth round selection was Shakir Brown. A lot of people are familiar with Shakir Brown out of the University of Michigan State. He's a cornerback there. And if you notice, damn, Q, you got two cornerbacks in the top 5 picks. Well, I mean, that's an area of need. So if we go back and look at the first 5 picks, Etienne was a luxury pick, in my opinion. He gives you great value. If he falls to you, that's a player you just put there, and that's just like, boom, offensive explosion. Etienne and Kamara running around, that's just ridiculous. Kelvin Joseph starts next to Laddie Daddy. Milton Williams could be a force interiorly next to David Onyemata, so you get 2 starters there. And really, Travis Etienne, you can look at him being a co-starter with Elvin Kamara in many packages. So that's 3 guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Patrick Jones provides a depth piece as well, because you never know with Davenport. Cam Jordan is getting a little older. Carl Granderson is stepping up, but he's still very much a question mark. And then, of course, they got Tanu Casper-Nine, the guy out of Kansas City. We don't know what he's going to be, whether he's going to be an edge rusher or internal defensive guy. I think that plays a part in the draft too. What do they see Tana as? Is he a guy that's going to play interiorly? Remember, he started games for Kansas City last year. Kansas City wanted him back. He turned them down. He was starting for those people. He turned them down to come to New Orleans. So I'm anticipating, okay, you were starting with Kansas City. This team went to the Super Bowl 2 back-to-back years. People picking them to go for the next 2 years. So I'm pretty sure he knew that. Why would you leave that to come to New Orleans unless it's in some type of starting capacity? You were starting for the Super Bowl defending, they're not the Super Bowl. Well, they were in the Super Bowl last year and won it the previous year before that. Why would you leave that to come to New Orleans unless it's a position that you might be starting in? So he's a question mark in free agency as far as I'm concerned, which could impact the defensive line situation going on. I for whatever reason, I'm pushing my bets toward him being an interior defensive lineman next to David Onyemata. For whatever reason, I might be wrong on that, but that's why I see him. That's why I see it falling in my logic. And of course, you see Shakir Brown there. We talked about him. He gives you good value. He's a guy that you can a really good workable piece of clay. He has really good ball skills, good size. He need to clean up a few things. His back pedal needs to be, got a few wrinkles in this game that need to be ironed out. But guys like Kelvin Joseph and Shaquille Brown would be very good young cornerbacks to groom with Chris Richard to give him some very good pieces to work with. Remember, you're still dealing with Patrick Robinson and PJ Williams back there. And we don't know what, we have very young, inexperienced prospects in Pale Grant Haley and Derek Washington Jr. So these two guys, Kelvin Joseph and Shaquille Brown, will be welcomed cornerbacks in the Saints secondary. And then once we get beyond that, for the bottom 3 picks, of course, yeah, KT, you right. So if you bet at KT $5, you probably got to pay his ass $5. Because yes, I do have who he calls Short Bus Sammy on the draft. Why? Because I believe in Sam Ehlinger. That's right. I do. And I got him this time as a 6th round pick. He fell to me in the 6th round. And a lot of people are looking past Sam Ehlinger, but I'm telling you, don't do that. Sam Ehlinger I'm telling you, many people, KT doesn't agree, but I'm telling you, Ehlinger is something special. And of course, the bottom 2 7-round selections are Charles Snowden out of the University of Virginia. And I put the tape on Snowden. The guy is athletic, but what's crazy about Snowden, if you never heard of him, he's 6'7". He's a 6'7" linebacker, and I think he's about 240 somewhere around in there. But if you watch his film, he's athletic. He moves around and he covers a lot of field. It's really strange to see a 6'7" linebacker moving around and playing fast like he do. But he's a part of his game why he's probably going to fall a little back. It's because of inexperience, not playing a lot of games. And of course, he needs a little work on his game. But athleticism, the will to play, he's smart. You just got to get him together. I like his value there at that pick to give the Saints linebacker room, not only an athletic linebacker, but a huge one at that. And then, of course, the last pick in the round in my draft was Trevor Grimes out of Florida. Of course, I gave Coach Payton a wide receiver to go to his room. This guy is awesome. Big, physical wide receiver, 6'4". I think he's 215, 220-ish, somewhere along in there. Former track star. That 6'4". He was part of the fantastic offense the Gators were running last year running with Kyle Trask there over there. And it's just awesome, man. If you check out his tape, he just pops off the film, and he fell to me at in that second round. It's like, man, listen, I can't pass up that value. A 6'4", 215 plus pound wide receiver that runs, that's a former track star who can catch the ball. Now he has problems with drops every now and again, but he gets ahead of you and he not dropping that ball. I mean, he's a phenomenal talent. Like I said, the wide receivers and the cornerbacks are terrific, and you get good value on those guys. And the Saints could use some more defensive backs. That's why I picked up 2. So, okay, to go over the summary here, Travis Etienne is my top pick there in this draft. He fell to me. Kelvin Joseph, I feels in the cornerback spot next to Laddie Daddy. In my opinion, Milton Williams, if it's not Tanu from Kansas City, who we picked up, filling in next to David Onyemata, which is something telling me that could be the case, because I don't see him starting as a third edge rusher. Why would you come to New Orleans when you were starting with Kansas City at the end? Why would you come here to be a third end? It don't make sense to me. I see him. I say, listen, it makes only sense if he coming here from starter to starter. Who goes starter to backup willingly, And this team was a Super Bowl team 2 years, been in the Super Bowl back-to-back years. Doesn't make any sense. And they wanted this kid. So, my logic is some kind of capacity he'll probably fill in, I say internally, because he's 6'7", 290 pounds. So, I mean, we'll see how it all shakes. But Milton Williams does give you depth in that situation in case if Tanu doesn't work out. Milton Williams is the truth. And, of course, Pat Jones could be a guy you add for depth purposes because, like I said, injuries might happen with Davenport. Hopefully not. Cam's older, and then, of course, you got question marks with Carl Granderson. You can never have too many pass rushers, and Patrick Jones would be pretty good for you. Shaquille Brown gives us another solid young cornerback to play behind Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to give us some more depth, along with Kelvin Joseph. Ellinger's a prospect, the quarterback position that you can groom over time. And, of course, Snowden and Grimes are both guys that you can look at on special teams. Snowden is a guy, like I say, he's an athletic freak, and he brings a lot. So I'm going to, usually when I do my mocks, you guys also realize and know that when I do my mocks, I always come with the breakdowns on the mocks. Big ups to Miss Sexy Blacksmith. Big ups to you. What's up, Ramsey? Aloha to Ramsey chiming in as well. And Mocha, who that to you, Mocha? Good to see you in the chat as well. Much love to the family members. Shouting out the family and whoever I miss. Give me a who that, and I give you a who that back. But yeah, I'm going to now preference those picks by showing the family members the scouting reports on those guys. And, I would take the time to kind of show you some of the film, man. But my goodness, I don't really have the time tonight to do that. But anyway, we're going to get to going. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Please hit the like button, family, if you hadn't hit the like button yet as we proceed to move. All right. Now, this is the first pick that we had, Travis Etienne. Everybody pretty much is familiar with this kid. He's one of the best running backs in the draft. He did a lot of stuff at Clemson. And if you go back and read the comments that Trevor Lawrence, who's the quarterback that's going to go first overall in this draft, talks about the success of Clemson during his duration where Travis Etienne was there. He said that it was, a large part of that, they couldn't have done that without his contribution. You go back and look at the film, they had a lot of fantastic wide receivers and talent in Clemson. But if you watch Etienne on film, he just pops. His game reminds me so much of Kamara, speed and fluency. I mean, he just everything is one smooth movement from the next. He got stop and go potential, but he's fierce. He uses a stiff arm. He's a little muscle. He's 5'10", but 5'10", 215, but he looks bigger than that. He plays stronger than that. He uses the stiff arm. He catches like a wide receiver. He has great gap recognition to be able to hit the holes. So, I mean, he picks up blocks. He's very talented. And I think Najee Harris hasn't beat because Najee is a battering ram who has speed and size. But Travis Etienne is the Kamara McCaffrey type of back that you'd be fortunate to have. Now, in my mock, he fell to me, but in many other mocks, he gets picked up somewhere in right around mid to 25. He doesn't get past 25 because I think 25 or 26 belong to the Jaguars. And when they pick Trevor Lawrence, they would try, if he's there, they'll pair him with Trevor Lawrence. So that's why a lot of people say he doesn't get past them on that. So we'll see how that shake. If that Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville gets Trevor Lawrence and Etienne, are you kidding me? Somebody got to stop that shit. Anyway, let's take a look at his bio here. And they're comparing this man to Garrison Hurst. How about that, man? How many people remember the great Garrison Hurst? What's up, occultism? He said, we don't need him, bro. Trust me, Sean Payton to find a lane for this guy. Listen, I know he's a luxury pick, but that's like one of those players like Terrace Marshall Jr. or, or the kid out of Tulsa. You can't pass on value like that, like top 15 value falling to you at the back of the first round. Listen. You don't think Coach Payton has his name up there in the top 30 players on their draft board? I'm telling you, he does. And Coach Payton remembers making a pick. We talking about the same coach that picked up a center. We ain't need a damn center to play guard last year. We got him though. So I mean, you remember it's Coach Payton making these calls now. But you're right, he is a luxury pick, but what a luxury. Okay, so here's the overview. Rampaging, loose tip runner who wins with force and speed. Etienne's scheme will create favorable boxes for him to run into at times. His contact balance and overall will to avoid being tackled has earned plenty. He's very, very tough to bring down. He twists and turns, uses his stiff arm violently. He bends and contorts himself. I mean, it's just he's a talent. He has average size and runs with long strides and frantic pace that hampers the quick cut control fluidity at times. However, he has home run speed in open field and runs with fury and pop the finish near the goal line. Greatly improved pass catching option, but needs to step up consistently in pass protection. And I did see films where he needs to get a little stronger there, but I think that'll come with coaching. His strength is very capable of excelling on all three downs. He put it in the paint through the career. He had 78 total touchdowns in 40 years. Rapid determination to beat tacklers with fast or force, meaning you run around them or run through your ass. Either one or the other. I'm going to run around you or run through you. And that's pretty much what the tape mirrored. 16 career touchdowns of 44-plus yards, which means once he gets ahead of you, he gone. You ain't going to catch him. Patient creeper, waiting for blocks to develop before he jumps out and then explodes into the field. Allowing powerful blocks to develop. Excellent read and cut timing behind washed down blocks. I've seen him make jump cuts seamlessly. I mean, this guy is terrific. Gets downhill when it's time to go. Leg drive, balance to power, and bounce through contact. Yak yardage. He's a yak man out of the world. Several scores came after hard contact with me. He makes a connection, a contact with the person, and then gets free and still able to gain even more yardage from it. A few of the runs I've seen him, guys try to tackle him. He shakes off the tackle and runs for touchdowns. I've seen at least 3 or 4 or 5 of those in the film that I was watching. Hips can swivel and cut in any direction. Very smooth. Top end speed, elevated value as a receiver. Can catch the ball fluidly like a wide receiver out the backfield. Loves to clean up A-gap blitzes with boom and angle block, which he did improve. Now, his weakness is ball security needs to improve. Wasted motion and reads and cuts. Long stride and short spaces. Wide base limits. All stuff that can be fixed. More pluses than minuses. All stuff that can be coached. But like I said, this is a luxury pick. I simply picked him because I know Coach Payton would love to have another Elvin Kamara. And if this kid falls to you, he'll take him. But something tells me he won't get beyond 25th pick. Wherever Jaguars pick in the because they got 2 picks. They got the top pick, and then they got a pick in the 20 somewhere. I think it's at 25. I don't think he gets past Clemson in the real draft Jacksonville at 25, being that they get an opportunity to get Trevor Lawrence. And you mean to tell me ETN? We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes. Next pick, second round pick. This kid, Kelvin Joseph. He's from Baton Rouge. That's right, Kelvin Joseph from Baton Rouge. He's 6 feet tall. Come on, man. 5'12". 5'12". Come on, dude. He's 6 feet. Somebody will put 6 feet. He's 6 feet tall, 197 miles, 200 pounds. So he's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. And it's good to get a locus. We can't get LSU players, right? Well, let's get a guy from Baton Rouge, University of Kentucky. Really solid corner, man. Love this kid's tape when you put it on. And you look at it, his tapes, he has the prototypical build as an outside corner with size and length, physical dimensions, and natural athletic talent that are easy to get excited about. Lack of experience might be a secondary concern. He's talking about his maturity, sometimes shown on the field, as we can help that with coaching. Has length and strength to reroute or bully the early stages of release from press, and displays a sudden twitch to attack throws if asked to play off coverage. Has good instincts. Has the size and ball skills to create real challenges at the catch point, but lacks discipline and route recognition to stay consistently connected to routes. That can be improved upon. Full of confidence, a little bit of an edge, which I love to have with our cornerbacks, where their confidence is not totally beaten into the ground, a.k.a. P.J. Williams, a.k.a. Patrick Robinson. They just demoralized, you know? Somebody that gives a damn, and if you get burnt, get out there and with a pissed off attitude and do something about it. Not just say, oh, well, it's the destiny of the universe that I just be a burnt toast ass cornerback my whole career. Give me that $2 million. No, this is not the kid. Fires a stiff punch to hinder release from press, diligent to crowd catch space when running vertical with targets, held up against Alabama with INT and 2 incompletions on 3 targets, which is pretty reputable. Displayed the ball skills with soft and natural hands, consistent in finding his high pointing and timing. Sudden burst into fly into passing lanes and plays the draw. Readily accept challenges of run support, comes up, makes tackles. Latch on tackler with aggressive finisher, loves to pop people. Weakness is highly inexperienced, needs more reps to develop. Suspended from LSU's bowl game at the end. I remember that. Completely unnecessary personal fouls against. The guy's fiery, man. He's fiery. In their tail back pedal with a hitch, that can be cleaned up. Doesn't find the ball near the goal line, that can be cleared up. A lot of this stuff that they're talking about in the weaknesses, nothing really terribly detrimental. But he has this kid's tough, man. He plays with an attitude, and I think that's something that we need to bring back to our secondary. We don't need demoralized cornerbacks like P.J. Williams and Patrick Robinson running around there. It's the will of the universe that I get burnt, cute. You didn't understand that? No, I think you have more of a little I think you have more of a hand in stopping that, PJ. All right, let's move to the next one here. And this is the 3rd round pick here from Law Tech. That's right. From Crowley, Texas, coming from Louisiana Tech, Mr. Milton Williams, 6'3", 284. Another one had him playing at 10 pounds heavier at 295. But regardless, this guy is a ball. If you put the tape on him, you see him being very disruptive in the interior of the defensive line. And they making I'm very We look at the NFL comparisons, calling him Turk McBride. I think he could be a little bit better than McBride. Pound for pound, Williams can match his toughness and strength. With many of the interior defenders in his draft, determining his best fit will be up to the team that drafted him. He's a good football player who understands leverages and knows how to use his hands, which I did see that. He'll have some bumpy snaps from time to time, lack of length and overall mass, but it shouldn't be debilitating for his NFL career. He simply will work on his technique and get stronger. He'll pick up a little extra weight too. His pass rush is relatively pedestrian at times. That's right. He's not a pass rusher, but what he does is he holds up. He holds what he do. He takes two guys to block Milton. You know what I'm saying? And he has a bit of a mean streak when I was seeing on tapes too. I've seen a couple of films where he was just ragdoll on a few of those big ass offensive linemen. So I like Milton. I like what he brings. And he does have some versatility, but this guy goes forward, not back, and he's a force. He ain't a pass rusher like you would see from a Sheldon Rankins or nobody right there, but he ain't giving up a damn thing either now. Now let's look at his first year of action with the Bulldogs. Redshirted as a true freshman, Williams played in 7 games, made 3 tackles. He had a much larger impact in 2019, however, earning honorable mention of All-Conference USA honors in 13 starts, 59 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 5.5 sacks. Williams became one of the best defenders in the Conference USA in 2020, receiving first-team all-conference accolades by leading Tech with 10 tackles for loss and 4.5 sacks among 44 tackles and 10 starts. So not bad production from an interior lineman, right? So let's look at his strengths. Tapered chest with defense, muscular frame, no bad weight, quick and powerful with above-average leverage. Former high school basketball player, got basketball feet, an athlete. Lifts with accurate hands upwards through into opponents, absorbs contact, and keeps eyes into the backfield, looking for the quarterback and potential running back. Works with quick wind twitch against single blocks. Play strength is displays block and makes, he says, play strength, plays to displace block and make a play. Plants his post leg, battles through the double team. Core strength fuels his balance, it keeps him on his feet. Hand slap to cave the edge and find pathway to the pocket. So a lot of the little touchy-feely offensive lineman knows how to dislodge their hands from him so he can make impact plays. Quality secondary rush effort. So you don't get it the first time, he keeps going. High motor guy. Weaknesses might be caught between positions. Lack of length and mass could be a concern. Not really. Average first step quickness. He's not a pass rusher. Effort expanded versus big blockers, delays his tackle readiness. Needs to keep his feet near the ground. To keep all this stuff is coachable stuff that Coach Ryan Nielsen would love to work with a prospect as good as Milton Williams from Louisiana Tech. This guy is a player. On some boards, because he's coming from Law Tech, he's not getting a lot of love. You hear from the guy about Barmore from Alabama. You hear about what was the other guy that I put in my McNeil from North Carolina State. You hear about those guys, but Milton Williams is a guy that adds value there too. He's listed as 3rd or 4th best interior defensive lineman in the draft, depending on what board you look at. All right, moving on to the next pick. The 4th pick that I selected here is Mr. Patrick Jones II out of the University of Pittsburgh. And now 6'4", 261. I put the tape on, kind of reminds me a little bit of Cam Jordan as an edge rusher. Let me give you a little backdrop about this kid. All right, he considered signing with Home State Virginia Tech after being named a first-team All-American selection in his senior year in Chesapeake. Jones ultimately picked Pitt after a longtime Hokies head coach Frank Beamer announced his retirement. He redshirted in 2016 and then made some contributions as a backup in 2017 with 23 tackles, 7.5 of them for loss, 4 sacks in 10 games. Jones took another step forward in his junior year, garnering second-team All-ACC honors by time for the team lead with 12 tackles for loss, 43 total stops, and 8.5 sacks. And tying 4th in the FBS with 4 forced fumbles and 13 starts. AP named him 2nd all-team All-American in 2020 after he tied 5th in FBS with 9 sacks and 11 starts. Jones also posted 45 tackles, 13 of which was for loss, 3 pass breakups combining with Rashard Weaver to give opposing quarterback game-long headaches. Good numbers by this kid. Let's look at the overview. Linear edge rusher, NFL size and lift, lacks consistency of urgency, could hurt his chances. Doesn't play with much of a commanding presence at the point of attack. That could be all cleaned up with Ryan Nielsen, I'm telling you. Has enough rush to get off, to occasionally threaten the corner, but will find the sack production much harder to come by if he doesn't improve his hand skill. That's teaching, coaching, and counters just need to work on the fundamentals and techniques. Physical traits are in place as a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he'll just be a backup unless the intensity and rush skill come around, which Ryan Nielsen, this guy is 6'4", 265. He has the speed. He needs to work on his technique. But despite them saying that shit, I just rattled off that he had his sacks over the last few years. Despite all of those rough edges that this guy was talking about, he still was able to produce, what was it, 11? Hold on, let me go back here. 9 sacks and 11 starts. So you got to work on this. You got to work on that. But he got 9 sacks and 11 starts, Playboy. What you talking about? Well, he could have had 22 of them if he, yeah, whatever, man. So at the end of the day, trust and believe, put the tape on with this dude. This dude could play. He'd be a terrific value for you at that 4th round position. Respected team captain, impressive 2-year run with 25 tackles for loss. Did you hear what I just said? 25 tackles for loss, 17 and a half sacks. Leaner and faster in beginning, size and length and FTL teams are looking for the edge rusher. Slips, blocks, and finds ways into the backfield. Maintain discipline on zone read assignments. Gets off the ball in decent upfield bursts. Works for early shoulder turn, yada, yada, yada. Virgil, very agile tackler in space. Good footwork when countering on the spin. Now he says he need to play with consistency and urgency, and he does have a bit of a high motor, but I think he needs to work on his deciphering, his discernment ability to break down what plays he's looking at. Sometimes I've seen him on footage be caught thinking a little bit more than what he's supposed to. But once again, that's still coaching. Needs quicker diagnosis of blocker movement on snap, just as what I just said. Gets outside shoulder covered, losses continued duties at time. Pads too easily turned by blockers at the point of attack. Doesn't win with his hands enough, but he does win enough to get 9 sacks in 11 games and then 17 and a half sacks over the last couple of years. Ain't nothing to spit at. Lacks suddenness and fluidity in twist game. All this stuff could be worked out. Anyway, this kid fell to me at the 4th round position. Keep his name in y'all collective minds. Patrick Jones II would be an excellent pickup as a 4th round pick in my draft. Going on to the next one. This is Mr. Shakur Brown from Michigan State. 5'10". Some people put him at 5'11". I've seen some say 5'10", 5'11", somewhere around up in there, but 185. The other couple of boards that I seen that I was looking at had him listed at 5'11", whatever. But anyway, another talented cornerback that I added to the Saints secondary. Shakur Brown started once as a redshirt freshman in 2018, 6 tackles, 1 interception return for touchdown in 12 appearances, played well in 7 games, 23 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 interception, 5 pass breakups in 2019, but missed 6 contacts due to undisclosed injury. He stood out as a junior in 2020, he intercepted 5 passes and 7 starts, leading the FBS with that 0.2 interceptions per game. He also made 25 tackles and broke up 4 passes, earning first-team All-Big Ten accolades. So not bad to be intercepting 5 passes and 7 starts. I mean, that's not bad. You want them to catch them, right? Not drop them and go, oh, man, P.J. Williams, right? Anyway, let's keep going. They compared this dude to Aaron Glenn. How about that? Shakur Brown is compared to Aaron freaking Glenn. How about that? Athletic and instinctive, Brown offers inside, outside cornerback skill and experience, average size and speed. Might make a slot more likely home, plays game like an angry hornet with relentless. He does have a bit of nastiness to him that I've seen on it, pushing people, doing a little talking. Yeah, and like I said, these guys have attitude, these cornerbacks. They're not pushovers. We need a little toughness back there. Brown plays with ideal eye balance, field awareness, complement his short area twitch and anticipatory skills to challenge throws. Has strength, athleticism, football IQ to play any coverage technique, often travel with opponent's best wideout, will eventually lose some ground deep and can be overtaken by bigger receivers. That's the case with most smaller cornerbacks. He's often chippy against opposing receivers, loves to come downhill as a run defender, plays with competitive spirit and talent to leave an imprint on the game at a starting nickel or second corner position, which means something happened with Laddie Moore or whatever, you can move him into the starting role until Laddie Daddy comes back and, pairing him with my other cornerback, Mr. Kelvin Joseph. And then you have 2 really good, edgy cornerbacks with a lot of temperament to them. that can hoist and hold on to your secondary. This kid is phenomenal. Now let's look into his weaknesses. Single season as a full-time starter, quicker than fast, has issues, whatever that means, has issues with long speed when playing outside, was overtaken by big receivers. We know that. Tendencies to lose track of the ball. Sometimes I did see that on tape. Not a lot, though. Style could create some durability concerns. Must learn to check his emotions on the field. And notice that was my mantra for both Shakur Brown and Mr. Kelvin Joseph. These guys have a mean streak in them. They're not going to let you push and talk crap to them. They're going to go over there and they're going to be physical with your ass. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking for. A tougher, meaner secondary, as opposed to some of the milquetoast guys we got in there now. And of course, I won't bore you with my 6th round draft pick, here. We talked about him the last several drafts, Mr. Sam Ehlinger, who was mentored by Drew Brees, went to Drew Brees' high school, broke a lot of Drew Brees quarterback records at Westlake High School. That's kind of a big deal. It calls Drew mentors him, stays in contact. You would be absolutely out of your mind to think that Sean Payton doesn't know about Ehlinger. With Drew Brees there telling them this, you put the tape on with the dude. He reminds me a lot of Drew because he patterned his style of play after Drew Brees. Not Drew Brees, the Hall of Famer, is what this guy is. I'm saying Drew coming out of college, and he's a lot tougher than Drew coming out of college in terms of physicality. Meaning, what I like about his game is he takes chances. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. He doesn't have the prettiest pass in the world. He's not the most accurate in the world, but somehow he gets it done. He's 6'1". He's 220 pounds. He has a bit of Taysom in him. He and listen, here's the thing. You put the film on and you don't like this kid, but what I like about him is when he's standing in the pocket and you got a blitzing linebacker or a cornerback coming to demolish you, you think he tanks and throws the ball. No, he stands in there and delivers the goddamn ball for a touchdown or a completion. I've seen a bunch of times when the guy literally depleted him. He hops up, runs back down to the huddle, hikes the ball, and throws a touchdown after that. And I've seen him do that a handful of times on film. He's not, like I said, he's a work in progress. He's not a starter day one, but this kid has a lot of talent that, for whatever reason, I'm watching the footage and I'm seeing, listen, if we won't draft Drew Brees clones, we always won't look at Taysom clones. This guy, to me, is the guy. All right, let's move on to our two last picks there. Charles Snowden, our prospect out of Virginia. As you can see, Mr. Snowden is listed as an edge rusher, but really the applications, they're using him as a linebacker. 6'6", 243, and they do that because of his athleticism. Has a lot of athleticism, and I think portion of why he fell so far, because you can be a little bit versatile to him. If you want to play him at edge, you can, but he has athleticism where you can play him at the linebacker position as well. A lot of stuff he's got to clean up, but in the end, he's a true athlete with a lot of potential, in my opinion. He was offered a basketball scholarship. His attention to, he turned his attention to football in his junior and senior season in high school. First team All-American, DC Metro selection, played 10 games as a reserve true freshman. And of course, when he moved in, he took on a role when he went to Virginia. A freshman in 2017, 13 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 block kick. That'll be good. Snowden then stepped into a starting role in the sophomore campaign, recorded 61 tackles, 7.5 for a loss. He had a couple of sacks, 2.5, 2 interceptions, 7 pass breakups, which led all the FBS linebackers. He began all 14 games in his junior campaign, garnering honorable mention, all ACC accolades, 72 tackles, 11 for loss, 5 sacks, 4 pass breakups. The team captain played well enough to garner second-team all-conference honors as a senior, leading the Cavaliers with 10 tackles for loss and 6 sacks among 44 stops, also breaking up 3 passes and 8 starts. I told you do it all. And you could play him in the special team area. Unfortunately, he suffered a broken right ankle that ended his season. He accepted an invitation to Senior Bowl, but was unable to participate and practice in the game due to that injury. So he'll slip a bit, but listen, this dude is somebody that you can look at. And they saying Lorenzo Carter here, but listen, this kid it could be a really good piece for the linebacker group. Versatile defender who's worked both open and closed sides as even front edge defender. Long, smooth athlete, dropping into space, transitioning with change of direction. Lower body anchor is an issue. He needs to play with more strength, but he usually is first to land his hands and does an adequate job of separating and setting the edge, despite having some twitch. With his get off as a rusher. He gets locked out of the cookie jar due to an inability to convert at the top of the rush, which is totally something that you can fix if you're Ryan Nielsen. You can help him with the strength and, of course, the technique to get there and do what you need to do. Strengths, team captain. Notice the trend here with my picks. A lot of these guys are team captains, which means they're leaders. You know, they set the standard, they set the bar. Has blocked field goals and punts during his career. 6'6", 6'6" guy. You need that guy to stand in there, block punts, and he's done multiple. So that can help you in a special teams game. Growing the leadership role, still growing into his frame, first with hands and quick into full arm extension, off the ball quickly across face of tackles, tight ends on the backside, former basketball player, smooth drop, change of direction, got what they call basketball feet. Agile and smooth in space, mirrors route, breaks underneath, guards tight ends downfield. Good twitch upfield into rush. Short area acceleration gives him advantages in twist game. Has traits to develop more effective inside move as a rusher. Above average pursuit with length to ensure finish. Agile, effective open field tackler. Weaknesses, ankle problem. Carries relative slim 6'6". He can put some weight on. Doesn't have enough sand to sink in, set strong edge. That's coachable. Would like to see quicker and shed. That's coachable. Rush plan doesn't have much detail. That's coachable. Doesn't get enough out of athleticism. That's coachable. Below average contact balance would be that's coachable. Not a natural edge bender and rarely convert speed. That's coachable. Can be fixed with coaching and training for him to get stronger and gain. He's 6'6", 243. He's so many applications. He's blocking freaking kicks. I just showed you he has multiple sacks. He's a team leader. And the fact that he's going to fall to you in the back end of the draft gives you great value, because had he not had an ankle injury, which he will be healthy from, you get good value from this special team guy that blocks punts. I mean, that blocks kicks. And you want that kind of guy, right? So, I mean, like I said, Snowden is somebody that can really help out. And, of course, my final selection was Mr. Trevor Grimes, a 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver from the University of Florida who is an absolute blazer. Now, what and peer at this. Grimes signed with Ohio State as a 5-star prospect out of Fort Lauderdale. Even though he missed most of his senior year with a knee injury, he was also a track star in high school, winning state titles in the 300-meter hurdles as a freshman, also finished second in the 110-meter event and a sophomore. And Grimes' time in Columbus was short. However, as he left after a redshirt season when he played in 2 games as a reserve, 3 receptions, 20 yards, 6.7 on average, the NCAA gave him immediate eligibility at Florida. So he played in all 13 games for the Gators in 2018, starting the team's bowl game, 26 catches, 364, 14-yard average per catch, 2 touchdowns. Grimes started 11 of 13 games played as a junior, posting 33 catches, 491, 15 yards per catch, 3 scores. He started 11 games in 2020, scoring 9 times, 38 receptions, just under 600 yards, averaging 15.5 yards per catch. He opted out the team's bowl game and accepted an invitation to the Senior Bowl. Notice the common trend when you look at Mr. Grimes is that these averages are always ridiculous because he gets ahead of you. Whether it's his original year, 14 catch average, the next season it went up to 15. It's ridiculous. And then it went from 14.9 to 15.5. This is yards per catch, this guy, because he has the ability to get beyond you. 2-year starter, former 5-star signee with Ohio State, excellent size, physical traits, but plays with lower body tightness that could limit his press and release. We know we can fix that. Routes might not be able to generate much apprehension or indecision for NFL cornerbacks. We can work on that. Needs to establish himself as a deep ball threat. He did that in Florida, but with his ability, you might see somebody as imaginative as Coach Payton saying, listen, I'm going to do what I did with you to Traquan Smith. Traquan was a guy that was mainly an outside guy at college. He just run out the field, somebody throw him the ball. We're going to try to play you inside because of your size. This kid is don't be fooled by that. I think he can do that. All right, so he had a productive season and loaded offense, but he might not have the separation potential or dynamic. That's absolute bunk. This kid, watch the film on him and see how he gets beyond his people. Talking about he might not have the separation. How do you explain the numbers then? See, I got a question in mind, because you see in one graphic, you see 13 yards per catch. Next year was 14.9 yards per catch. Off the receptions, he's averaging 14 here and 14.9 here, and the final year 15.5. So every year he gets more time, the yards per catch goes up because he's getting beyond and catching the deep balls and burning and getting beyond a lot of the cornerbacks or the defensive backs that's guarding him. So he does have big play potential. Big target, excellent frame size, 5-star recruit. This guy is I just showed you 6'4", 2 whatever, and he's a track star. He's a 6'4" receiver that can catch the ball, and he's a track star. Uses hand fighting to work his way past cornerbacks early in the route. Mike Thomas could show him better how to do that. Former champion track hurdler with good build-up speed, size, and length to win jump ball battles. Hand catcher with adequate extension, physical after the catch to break tackles. Offers good run blocking services from bunch formation, which I didn't mention the fact that he is a pretty decent blocker as well. All right, his weaknesses: tight lateral steps hinder his press release, can't escape punchy press corners. That could be coached up. Very tight hips, linear route running, whose pattern take on coverage water, has trouble tracking and preparing to make the deep catch. Very disappointing finishing rate on contested catches. Need to work on that. Needs to work back to his quarterback on zone beaters. Lacks foot quickness for sudden run after the catch. I don't know if I agree with that, but yes, there are some wrinkles to Mr. Grimes' game that he needs to definitely improve. But the potential for a guy that size with that skill set at the 7th round is ridiculous. So let me go through the rest of the draft guys again. What fell to me, first round, ETN luxury pick. I know he fell to me. Couldn't help it. ETN and Kamara and the Saints offense is unreal. Second round pick, Mr. Kelvin Joseph. Really good player. He's from Baton Rouge, went to the University of Kentucky. He's 6 feet tall, almost 200 pounds, plays with meanness, has good speed, good techniques. I like this kid a lot. I think he'll be a real good pickup for the Saints. Third pick, Milton Williams out of La Tech. 6'3", 280 plus pound interior lineman. A lot of pluses, not a few negatives, but more pluses than negatives. I think Coach Ryan Nielsen could get a lot out of this dude. He'll anchor opposite of David Onyemata. You require to double block this kid, and he will be tremendous for you. Pat Jones, another dude that's going to slip through the cracks down to the 4th pick. I was able to get him. He reminds me, like I said, of Cam when I put the tape on that Cal. I like this kid. I like how he plays. Very productive. He needs to work on his technique a bit, learn a few more things there. But listen, what he did know, the little that he did have, he made it work. So I like Patrick Jones the second. That was my 4th round pick, 5th round pick. Another defensive back out of Michigan State. Another scrappy guy like Kelvin Joseph, a guy that won't take no shit from you. No guy that ain't gonna just let you burn him all over the place and then you walk back to the huddle with your head down. They take it personal. These guys play with a mean streak and they take it personal. That's why I picked him, and he'll represent value too. And he can play in a slot. He also can fill in as a second cornerback to you too, where you don't have to move Chauncey Gardner-Johnson out of the slot. Let's say, for instance, if you get Kelvin Joseph with the pick and then another pick puts Shakur Brown there, he will obviously fall to like the 4th cornerback. Let's say Patrick Robinson is not there. He'll be your 4th cornerback. If Vladdy Daddy misses time or if somebody gets hurt, you can move him and keep Chauncey in the slot, where he belongs. So, I mean, Shakur Brown brings value there and could potentially be a starter eventually down the line if something were to happen to you in the defensive backs. And Ellinger is another dude. I've talked about Ellinger. Reason why I keep picking him is because I think his skill set works for what Sean Payton's doing. The guy is so similar, it's ridiculous, man. And of course, behind him, Charles Snowden was a good prospect. I had to dig and look up this dude, man. But I was happy to see the film on Snowden. I think he'll be a tremendous addition. Brings athleticism and size to the Saints defense. I would love to see him there. And of course, you have 6'7" Tanu. You got 6'6" Davenport. How about 6'6" Charles Snowden to join him? And of course, then finally, Trevon Grimes, Mr. Grimes, who's a 6'4", 220-pound former track star that you can work with in the running back room. So there's value all over the draft. No offensive lineman, no, because there'll be plenty in the that you can see in the goddamn the undrafted area of the draft. So there you go. So that's my draft right there, family. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And there, so let's put put it on the screen one more time here. As you can see, this is the number 4 draft TSC. Number 4 draft. ETN is at the top. Like I said, luxury pick, Elvin Kamara and this guy would be absolutely just ridiculous. A second round pick, Kelvin Joseph. I love him to go up there and play the second cornerback position. Milton Williams will be a good shoe-in next to David Onyemata. So you get value with all four of those top picks, and those top three picks, and then the fourth round. Actually, my second third round pick, which is Patrick Jones, the second out of Pittsburgh, will provide value and depth if something were to happen to Davenport again, or if Cam had something wrong. He's getting a little older. If Carl Granderson doesn't work out, you got Jones there, and you can never have too many edge rushers. Shaquille Brown out of Michigan State provides depth behind Kelvin Joseph and the rest of the cornerbacks, gives you a younger look, physical, temperamental cornerbacks that'll help. Ellinger's a prospect at the quarterback position. Snowden's a special teams option that can help you at the linebacker position or even at the defensive line position. He has different applications, very versatile. We know the Saints love that type of player. And, of course, at the bottom of the draft, wide receiver out of Florida, Trevin Grimes, 6'4", 220, track star speed, could really be somebody the Saints can work with and add it to that fantastic running back room. So as you can see, family, as you can see, we continue to keep adding to it. So really nice draft. I was really happy for this draft, and it'd be really fun to see that transpire, even though I don't think ETN gets beyond Jaguars. I think they number 25, I want to say. I don't think he gets beyond them. So with that being said, fam, big ups to you guys. I appreciate y'all popping in here as well. And like I said, oh man, yeah, I got to jump on the Pelican post game report because the Pelicans, man, I was watching, I was breaking it down. I didn't really want to say nothing about it, Why? But anyway, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about the Pelicans on the Pelican post game report. So big ups. Brother Damien says he really liked the mock Q. How do you feel about Puka Williams? I like Puka Williams a lot, Brother Damien. He's a local brother from here, from New Orleans. But what I like about him is, I think he has special team applications. You can use him as a running back, as a wide receiver. I think he could be a very talented person. And the Saints, matter of fact, the Saints did. I think they did talk to Puka Williams. They looked into him. So he could be on their board. And, of course, he adds, like I said, the back end of the draft, we can't get around it. We know the defense needs help. The special teams need a lot of help, too. And a lot of the back end of that draft, we got 8 picks. Don't expect maybe 3 or 4 of those back picks to be special teams picks to help out the special teams. We need some help on that special teams bad. I'm going to tell you something. We sucked last year. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I appreciate that, Damon. Big ups to you. Thank you, KT, for the super chat, my brother. He says, let's go, Q. KT hates Ellinger like Willie hates everybody. I mean, good grief. Yeah, he just doesn't like him. He doesn't like him at all. All right, so with that being said, fam, I'd like to thank all you guys for popping in tonight. Much love to you guys. Appreciate everybody. What's up, Seth? Big ups to Seth. He says, Snowden, in my opinion, will be a great, strong side linebacker. Yeah, he has many applications, bro, as well. What's up, Brock? Big ups to Brock. Big ups. Big ups. Good to see you in the chat as well, brother. And also, Miss Sexy Blacksmith is in the building. Good to see you. What's up, my lady? Good to see you in the building. Much love to you as well. And it's just a part of it, man. When you're doing these mocks, very interesting, man, to see some of these players. But there's so many talented players in the defensive backside of things, the linebackers. If you get beyond the top 5 or 6 of those guys, and you find guys like Baron Browning from Ohio State, guys like Thompson from Mississippi. Mississippi State, they got a lot of really talented linebackers that'll be there. And I keep, for whatever reason, people saying Dylan Moses is going to fall to the 3rd or 4th round. That'll be excellent value for him falling because of the injury history. He's a starting level linebacker, but what kills Dylan Moses is people are kind of scared of him with the injuries. But you can find somebody like that in the back end that can come along and help the defense out. But anyway, that'll do it for my mock number 4. I'd like to thank all the family members for chiming on this episode of the Pelican post game. Pelican. The sports coma. I'm getting behind myself. But I'd like to thank all you guys for chiming in on this installment of the sports coma, man. Much love to the family members. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the Great Saint Think Tank today. Please hit the like button if you hadn't hit the like button. Feel free to share the show in your social media or anywhere where other Saints family members dwell. And also, if you like the platform, feel free to join our YouTube membership or join our Patreon, patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, patreon.com, patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. Link is in the description section below. So with that being said, fam, I'm going to move over to the Pelican post-game report and cover this Pelicans loss, man. They lost to the damn Knicks by 10 points. They put up 17 points in the fourth quarter, man. Oh, my goodness. I got to cover this monstrosity on the Pelican post-game report. So I'll be over there talking Pelicans. So I'd like to thank all my family members for tuning in on this episode of the Sports Coma. I'm going to see you guys on Thursday. Y'all guys be safe out there. Keep your spirits up. Stay prayed up. And like I said, stay prayed up. Keep your that mindset high in the sky, baby. Keep it up high. Because I know it's tough nowadays. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Keep your spirits up, family. We're going to make it through this together. So I'm going to chime out on that. I'm just going to give y'all a big who dat and salute you. And I'll see you on the next show. Who dat, and I'm out.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.